Turn that shit down!
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Nintendoish podcast. How you doing, Zach? How's it going?
Today is Valentine's Day.
We're deciding to spend it sitting alone, talking to each other over Discord.
It is Valentine's
about video games.
Day and a Saturday night, and I'm alone in a room. Do this is remote, and recording this. So basically, I feel like a big pile of shit. Gonna do something drastic, maybe.
Don't do anything drastic.
Well, there's some windows here. I was thinking of putting my head through one of them. How are you?
Sitting here, sad, lonely. Got nothing better to do but to play video games.
At least one of us needs to get a girlfriend who plays PC games. First of all, it would be like Romeo and Juliet marrying Vid Connors and PC gamers. Then, they probably would have played Mugenics.
Hey, I played Mugenics. I have my Steam Deck, remember?
I have a Steam Deck. I'm a PC gamer. No, you're not.
I didn't say that. I just said I played Mugenics.
Looks cool.
It is.
Mugenics and some other things, that will be the mini-ish topic.
Yeah, for this week, so. But, have you been doing anything, playing anything this week? I gave you Samus Returns. Have you played any of that?
I got to the first save point.
Okay.
And then I had to go to class.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a little busy.
Yeah.
I've been playing the new Terraria update.
Oh, yeah. How much of that have you gotten through? Like, is it a worthy update?
Well, I don't know. I've only beaten the Eye of Cthulhu. Like, that's as far as I've gotten.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm playing it on the hardest difficulty.
I gotcha.
Or you got to take your time, get set up.
Mm-hmm.
But already I've used some of the things they've added, and I think it's pretty fucking cool.
Well, that's good. It's good that they're, still adding worthy things to the game.
I think they should just stop and make another game, but
Yeah, but like with that kind of game, like where do you go from? Like, how do you evolve Terraria without it being what is essentially kind of just an update?
Figure it the fuck out. What do you mean? That's their job.
Well, haven't you also complained about, like, don't make a sequel, just make a new fucking game?
Yeah, they should just go make another fucking game.
I mean,
they've got plenty of talent, clearly.
Well, that's fair.
Terraria is a cool 10 out of 10, if you ask me.
I'd be surprised if you said otherwise, considering how much you've played it.
I should hope I like it if I played it that much. I dread to look at my Steam hours on that particular game, but
true. But yeah, it's been.
You've been playing a game that you don't like.
Well, okay. I've actually been playing. Yes, I have. So recently, I got into Nine Souls, and I'll get into that in a minute, but I've also been replaying, or continuing my save file for Tomodachi Life in preparation for the new game. And, dude, even though I've seen pretty much everything, or at like 95% of everything, it's still just so much fun to play. Like, it's so goofy, it's so dumb, It's so much fun. I love that game, and I'm so excited for the new one. But as for Nine Souls, I have had my.
I feel like that game is gonna sell gangbusters.
I hope it does. I don't think it's going to, just because it's a. What are you saying?
It doesn't have the install base right now.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, wait, is it on Switch 1?
It's going to be on Switch 1. With no confirmed Switch 2 edition type thing.
Okay, so that game is going to sell at least 20 million copies.
I don't know about that one. lifetime or like?
Look at how many Animal Crossing sold.
Yeah, but they're still very different games.
Not in spirit.
Yeah, like I don't disagree. I think Tomodachi Life is a better Animal Crossing, especially a better Animal Crossing New Horizons. But I feel like Tomodachi Life is a more niche kind of.
Million.
Yeah, but you also have to realize when New Horizons released. It was during COVID, and everyone.
I'm well aware.
But I'm saying that like greatly.
Second best-selling Switch game. Are you kidding me?
Is it? I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Right behind what? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sold 70s. Insane.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is great. I love it.
Yeah, you can deny that.
But yeah, I just think it's a more niche kind of deal with the Mii's and like I don't know. It's weird. I don't think it's gonna sell like bad. I think it's gonna sell pretty all right. But I don't think it's gonna be like I think other than Donkey Kong Bonanza and debatably Mario Kart World, it's going to be the best Switch 2 release for maybe a while, actually.
I think for a while, definitely. That's why I think it's going to sell well, because, you know, people who only have Switch 2s are going to be looking for a Switch 2 game.
Yeah, but it's a more cozy game, which, like, people aren't always looking for. Like, people are looking for a game like Metroid Prime 4 or Donkey Kong Bonanza, where it's not just like sit back and relax type deal. Like, they want to be involved. Whereas Tomodachi Life is an extremely cozy game, and you just kind of, like I said, sit back and just observe. What's up?
My roommate does nothing play New Horizons on a Switch.
Ugh.
That's all he does.
Tell him to play New Leaf.
Volume all the way up.
All the way up. Oh my god.
Yeah,
at least the music's not like bad in that game.
I know. Like, I have my headphones on and I can just hear.
Yeah.
Just like, because he's got these big bulky headphones, but he's playing music into his head, and he's still got the game volume on.
What the fuck? What's the point?
Well, to be fair, I do the exact same thing.
Oh, so you're both assholes.
Yeah, like I have, you know, I got my headphones on, and then I have the game volume, like, just to where I can hear it.
Mm-hmm. Wow,
but, like,
that's.
Not I can guarantee you he can't hear my Terraria noises.
You know what you can do? You can have one ear listening to the music and then one uncovered, so that you can actually hear the game without having it on full fucking blast.
You tell him that.
Well, didn't you just say you do the same thing?
No, I have it so I can just barely hear Terraria noises. I on my laptop the volume is on 4.
Okay.
Right now it's only on 14.
All right.
Yeah, these motherfuckers just came in and turned the TV on.
But
they act like it's a common room for everybody. Like,
you're studying. You're doing a whole lot of studying.
I wonder what people think I'm doing in here. This recording setup.
I don't know. I mean, they might
probably
probably
don't regard me at all. There's actually a few people in here that do stuff like this.
That is, I mean, yeah. People probably just don't give a shit. Like.
Yeah, really. Like, it's Valentine's Day. I think they've got bigger concerns
than a guy sitting alone in a study room with recording equipment.
I wanted to make like I guess like an AMV. Have you heard that song by the Suicide Boys? Hold on, what is it called?
Nah, I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know the Suicide Boys?
Nope. Not off the top of my head. Sorry. But
okay, that's fine.
That's fine.
Wait, do you remember the meme with Butters from South Park?
That's so specific.
No, okay. So he would go, whoa, and then it would cut into the song.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay, it's that song.
Okay.
So I wanted to, the sad Omanite Pokemon card I sent you?
Yes.
I wanted to make like an AMV of just crossfades of the same Pokemon card over and over. That song playing in the background.
Oh my god, Zach.
But then, like, I don't know how to edit video, and I wanted to play Terraria, and like it would have been really fucking funny. It would have been really fucking funny, but it might not have been worth the bit. I gotta say.
I'll make it for you, Zach.
Really?
I mean, I have free time. I have the editing software.
I'll send you the song. Literally just left and right crossfades over.
I mean, to be fair, the editing software is literally just. But
actually, edit out brand names. Oh, like, because we're not sponsored by them. We're gonna call this the Bleep-ish podcast for the time being.
Indeed.
Certain video game series.
No one knows.
Starring a plumber. Pretty good. We're gonna talk like that.
We now cannot say any brand names or video game titles. So let's talk about Nine Souls.
Right. That's where I wanted to go. You got us totally sidetracked.
Yeah, I got us totally sidetracked.
You start talking about Israel. I gotta tell you.
I started talking about Tomodachi Life.
I gotta tell Matt, dude, can you not bring up Israel in public every time we're out in the video game store? Because he'll just be striking up conversations with people in the store, like, hey, what do you think about Israel? And like sometimes they'll start fights. Like I have to drag them away. It's the thing. That's why we're not allowed in the game store anymore.
Let that silence sit. I hope I don't have to say that that's completely untrue.
You're calling me a liar now?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
No, you know what? Fine. Fuck you. Fuck this podcast. We're done. It's all over. This is the final episode. Oh my god.
Yeah. We're all a little more edgy than usual because we're alone on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that's why.
If we verbally spar more than usual, that's probably why.
So
just delete the whole the channel, act.
Just delete the channel. I said this is the final episode.
Yeah, PewDiePie deleted his channel when he hit 50 million.
Did he? No.
Yeah, but he deleted his second channel.
Oh.
That was a great bit, right?
That is kind of funny, though.
I'm gonna delete my channel at 50 million, and then he deleted his second channel. I miss that guy. He won. Like,
I mean, overall, yeah.
As much as you can win in life, he did.
Yeah.
And he just moved away, and now he lives a quiet life.
Yeah, he was
a lovely family. And all he does is teach himself new skills.
I mean, if that's what you're gonna do, like that's a great thing to do. I feel like he was the first one to like legitimately have a full career on YouTube and like actually retire.
Yeah, retired. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it before MatPat.
Yeah, and like I think he still uploads from time to time, but
every now and then.
But obviously not like he did. Anyway, let's get back to video games. How about that? This is the Nintendoish podcast.
Can I make a quiescent point really quick?
A quiescent point? Why do you say things like these?
Hold on. Sorry. Pause for 5 seconds. If I didn't use the word quiescent right, we're cutting that out.
I'm not cutting this out.
Okay, so quiescent is not a word.
I'm leaving it in.
Shit. I thought it was. I think I was looking for the word salient. I think that was
those are two incredibly different things. Probably because one is real, the other's not.
Yeah. So I wanted to make a salient point. I feel like PewDiePie is like the reverse of Notch.
Of Notch?
Yeah. Both Swedish. Both became billionaires. One lived a happy life with a happy family. The other one got sucked into conspiracy theories and was disgraced.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun. No, actually, I have no idea.
I feel like it's kind of important. Because, like, these are two dudes who struck it rich via the internet. And one of them, fucking, he burned all of his bridges and was a fucking loner. And then all he did was fucking party for years. And but, PewDiePie, right? He settled down. He knows what it's all about.
Yeah.
Like, the videos he posts, it's just like, I taught myself how to fucking draw. Learning animation, have you seen that?
I have not. But
I mean, like, if you had,
it's cool that he's able to do that. Like,
exactly. If you had unlimited money, just learn as many skills as possible.
Yeah.
And then teach those to other people for free, since you don't have to charge. Like,
True.
legitimately.
True.
That's what I would do. Use your station to increase the collective knowledge and ability of everyone. What the fuck does Notch do? He starts making video games, and he stops, and then all he does is post on Twitter all day. Like, really, get away, leave the internet as soon as you fucking can. Like, if you can exist without going on the internet, fucking do it.
Well, if you're listening to this, then that's already kind of gone.
I hope there's a day that comes where we can't have any listeners because the internet is gone.
I mean, I guess. Sure, Zach.
Maybe one day. Maybe not that far, but anyway. What was this game you were talking about again?
So 9 Souls. Oh my lord.
That like Dark Souls?
No. Well, no, it's not. A lot of people, like, maybe a year and a half ago, were like absolutely raving about this game and like saying that it was a lot like Hollow Knight, and I was like, and that's like, that's another topic for another day. But
9 like number?
Yes. And then SOLS, I think.
9 Souls? Oh yeah.
But ooh, excuse me.
Soul, not soul, but what do I know?
No, I think, hold on. Let me look it up real quick. Nine Souls? Yeah, it's SOLS.
Ooh, made by a Taiwanese company. All right.
But it's actually so yeah, I heard that it was a lot like Hollow Knight, and it is a 2D Metroidvania with difficult combat and all that. Beautiful aesthetic. It's like a Japanese animation style. Like it's a beautiful game. Don't get me wrong. That being said, I'm not the biggest fan of it.
Oh my god.
I think one of the biggest things is it is a 2D Metroidvania, 100%. But one thing that I absolutely adore about Hollow Knight was that you could find a lot of upgrades out of order very naturally. You know what I mean? Whereas this takes a more Metroid approach where the upgrades are more linear. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's one thing that I like. I'm not too huge on the game. I also think that the combat, while it is like it's okay, but it's also complicated because of the way it controls, and like I don't know, like it just feels, it doesn't feel as good as Hollow Knight, and like maybe that's like a bad comparison, but when everyone compares it to Hollow Knight, it's like that's the thing that I can think of.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you have a parry, but there's a perfect parry and then there's like an imperfect parry, where if you do a perfect parry, you get no damage and you're fine. You can counter whatever. If you do an imperfect parry, then you take internal damage that you can heal over time, but you still technically dodge the attack.
Internal damage?
Yeah, so you have the health bar, and then if you take internal damage, a chunk of it will turn red, but over time the character heals that chunk. You know what I mean? There's also what's up?
What was that game? It was like a turn-based RPG, but like characters, every injury was permanent. Characters could lose limbs. It was like an RPG Maker game.
What?
What was it called?
I have no idea what you're
Anyway,
talking
that'd be cool if there was a Metroidvania where like all damage was permanent.
I mean, there's an aspect of that in Mugenics.
But we'll get there.
Yeah. I don't know. It just like there are very like small things about the game that like it feels off. Like the perfect parry seems like.
Is it their first game?
I don't know. If it's their first game, like I can forgive it a little bit, but even still, like
a little bit, but not crazy, man.
I wonder, is it their first game? Let's see. Games. Devotion,
no.
Detention. Yeah, simply put, no.
Yeah. It's their third game.
No. I actually don't even see it on their official website's list of games. Weird.
I'm looking at their Wikipedia page.
Mm-hmm.
Under C also, you will never guess what it says.
I don't know. Games developed. Nine Souls.
See also, internet censorship in China. CC Winnie the Pooh.
Okay.
So I don't,
weird.
I gotta tell you, I don't fully understand why that is, but that's pretty cool.
I
They've
mean,
been around for 11 years.
Yeah. But yeah, things like the perfect parry, just like, this is gonna sound dumb, but it feels way too precise, if that makes it. It feels like there's absolutely no room for error when you're playing a game that requires like the very quick, tight things, like tight combat. Like, you need to give a little bit of room for error. And while there's
Matt, I gotta say, it sounds like you just need to get good.
I mean, yes, but also the thing is I'm not gonna completely disagree with that. Like, there is a point to like just get good, but it's also when the enemy attacks are really weirdly timed. Like, they don't, it doesn't feel like it corresponds with the actual attack. You know what I mean? Like, if there's a character that has a giant axe, right? And he'll swing 1, 2, 3, and then his fourth swing is really fucking slow. So it's just like, and then there's another one, same enemy, where he goes 1, 2, stops, dashes towards you, and then 1, 2 again. And it's weird because, like, you're not sure if he's done that attack or if he's just continuing with the same attack. And again, the timing is just really weird because there are points where, like, the animation is just, I don't want to say choppy, but like with the art style that they chose, it doesn't run completely smooth, if that makes any sense.
No, I get what you're saying.
So it's just like, it creates...
That could be a big deal in Metroidvanias, if the animation isn't smooth, things are so tight.
Yeah, it's just like... Now, again, I don't know how the game was animated. If it was completely 2D animated, like, holy shit. I'm sure there's some, like, computer animation. My point is that,
I think it was all done on a computer.
Well, I mean, like, Cuphead wasn't. Like, it was and it wasn't. True, they did. So it's like...
They did just... Well, I think they just scanned it in, right?
Yeah, essentially.
That was fucking cool, man.
Yeah. But it's just like, I don't know, there are some things that, like, create a disconnect between certain attacks and certain timing, and then there are also times where, like, the hitboxes just don't make any fucking sense, like, at all. again, there was this boss with a giant axe. And he swung it, and I was way far ahead of him. And it still hit me. Like, I kept dying to this boss because I kept...
like a Steam review right now, Matt.
Dude, I don't know. It's just like, again, I have issues with it, and I don't like it as much as everyone was raving about it. Everyone was like, it's a 10 out of 10. It's the new Hollow Knight. It's amazing. And I'm just like, it's okay. But it's got issues with it.
But
there's also a dash that there's a dash similar to Shade Cloak, but the issue is that you don't have an air dash. Like, you have the dash from the beginning, but you don't have an air dash until, like, I don't know, maybe a third or halfway through the game. I haven't beaten it, so I don't know how far along I am. My point is that an air dash feels like something you should naturally be able to do in a game like that, which is why Hollow Knight, like, gives you the fucking air dash when you get the Mothwing Cloak. You get a floor dash and an air dash. You know what I mean? It's a natural thing that you should be able to do, because half the time you're going to be in the air when there are these big attacks or when you're jumping over an enemy. You know, sometimes they do big overhead swings and you can't do anything. You're fucked.
So you feel like bosses were designed in a way where you would need an air dash, but you don't have one.
Not just bosses, but enemies too. Like, that's the thing. Because the other thing is that the combat is tight in a way, but it's also... It goes for, like, a Silksong approach, weirdly enough, because this released before Silksong, where it's, like, it's very fast-paced, and you have a lot of different options, but the issue is that I don't want to say, like, you don't ever have enough options. It either feels like you have too many options, but you can't, like, naturally make them flow together, if that makes any sense.
There's not, like, comboing.
Yeah. Like,
because, like,
the best combo that you can do is...
ways called combo.
What's up?
Like in Silksong, right? You can whack an enemy, jump, whack downwards, this, that, and the other things, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, the best that you can do in this game is stand in front of them, do a 3-hit attack, perfect parry, that's if they decide to attack, and then you have this, like, I'll call it a dash attack because that's kind of what it is. You have this dash attack where you go through an enemy and the thing explodes. But the thing is that naturally, like, there's a what is essentially a charm that can freeze the enemy, but naturally, with that not equipped, enemies don't freeze when you do that attack. So if you get hit during that attack, you're frozen still. So you dash through them, you're frozen, they're not, they can attack you and completely cancel that attack, so they take no damage. It just seems like some things weren't, like, I don't know how to explain it, you know what I mean? And again, with the air dash, you know, with an entire attack being reliant on the dash, it feels incredibly odd to not have that kind of flow to it, where you can attack, jump, go through them. It just feels like too many things are at odds to make the combat really feel nice, like in Silksong or like in Hollow Knight. You know what I mean? Like there's also, like, no invincibility frames, and if there are, it's like fucking 10 frames at most, because there are times where enemies will attack really fucking fast, and you get hit, you get knocked back, and until you're on the floor, you can't really dash or move to get out of the way of the next attack. So there are times where you just, if you're not perfect, you are going to get hit 2 or 3 different times, and more than like 2/3 of your health is just gone. And then you have to go find an open space to fucking heal while you're also frozen to heal. Like, it just feels like too many things with the enemies and the way the characters' combat are at odds. It doesn't make a good flow state. I don't know if I'm describing this very well, or if I'm just an idiot that doesn't get it.
I think I get what you're getting at.
But that's not what this episode is about. We are halfway through this episode, give or take a few minutes.
Despite all your criticisms, you're still going to beat it.
Yeah. Yes.
That kind of gets us into our main topic, which, I thought this is a good transition, which is why I wanted you to bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we strive for 100% in games?
Indeed. That is the main topic for this week.
For you, I think the answer would clearly be sunk cost. At least in terms of beating this game.
Yeah. Well, I'll say that I can certainly be I'll say that I can certainly be stubborn. If I approach a boss and I will 100% stay at that boss until I beat it. But the thing is that with this game, with Nine Souls, I broke that tradition and I faced he wasn't even an actual boss. He was a quote unquote just really fucking tough enemy. But I was dude, and this is either way.
Like the big fuckers in Silk Song?
Yes. Kind of like them. The big ant guys.
When Sherma
yeah.
Sherma's playing the thing and just banging on the door, that enemy is those things suck.
Yeah.
Shout out Sherma. Love to have you on.
Yeah, I was just dying so many different times because I felt like so many things were at odds. Like I said, the speed of the enemy's attacks, or the incredibly precise parrying, which I felt I should have been parrying, but the game registered as I wasn't. Even an imperfect parry, it wasn't registering. And I felt like I had the timing down, but because of the timing of the enemy's attacks, and the animation, it felt weird and it was hard to get down. And I still haven't beaten that boss because I just had to be alright, I'm cutting my losses. If I keep trying to beat this guy as I am right now, I'm never gonna fucking finish the game. So hopefully, as it being a Metroidvania, I'll eventually come back and kick his ass, but I can't say that that's not going to be without struggle even then.
I think that speaks to why, the games I've 100%ed, it's all incremental,
Mm-hmm.
Catching all the Pokemon. You do that one at a time.
Yeah.
So instead of having this Herculean thing in front of you, it's okay, I need to go find a Ludicolo somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually when I did get every Pokemon on Black and White 2. That was the last non-legendary that I got.
Mm-hmm.
Because, he is actually just available in Black and White 2, straight up.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't fully understand how hidden grottos worked back then. So I went to the fucking Johto Safari Zone, which is
Well, here's the thing, and here's what I Here's my thoughts on the question in general, you know what I mean? Pokemon are not required for you to beat the game, let alone to actually 100% it. You know what I mean? In a way it's 100%ing it, but it's not like an actual 100%, if you get what I mean. So my question is what in Pokemon makes you want to catch all those Pokemon? You know, and catch every single one.
Well, I think it was good marketing, for one. Gotta catch them all.
True.
But, you know, I just loved the fucking game. You know, I loved playing it, and I think that's the bottom line.
I think that is the simplest answer, where, you know, if the game's fun, you're gonna want to 100% it or get as close as possible.
Exactly.
Because you're just having
the games
a
I've
good time.
100%ed, I did it because I was looking for an excuse to play it more, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've played through Xenoblade so many times, and it's like, okay, you know what I haven't done? I haven't maxed out my skill coins and completed the affinity chart, right?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I loved Black and White too, so it's like, okay, I'm going to catch all the Pokemon, which now that required hundreds of hours in other Pokemon games to do.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, once I did that, you know, I could do other things in Black and White too. Like Black and White 2, most Pokemon games are packed with other stuff besides catching them all. Like, let me just
Yeah.
trainer card rank.
That can deep
Forget
into
what
it.
the requirements are. Because, like, in Pokemon, besides catching them all, your trainer card level is kind of what tracks your completion.
Mm-hmm.
So in Black and White 2, it starts at blue, then goes to copper, or it goes to green, and then bronze, silver, gold, and then black or white, depending on the version of the game, which is cute.
Which
so
ZA should have done.
Yeah, you need to just complete the game for one, and then completing the National Pokedex, right? So that's catching all Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's just one of the requirements.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to do all the movies at PokeStar Studios.
How long does that take?
Exceedingly long. But, like, that's kind of... PokeStar Studios is hard to describe. It's kind of fun, but it's completely different gameplay style. And then Champions Tournament, which is a hard... First of all, that's a pain in the ass to unlock.
Yeah.
It's just a hard series of battles. And then get both the black and white levels of your entry to 30. Now that just sounds like jargon, but that's fucking insane. So yeah, that requires black 2 and white 2 to do. Like, you need both copies of the game to do.
Really? That's I don't know how much I like that.
I don't like that at all, but you know, you're always required to have other games of Pokemon, so I guess in this instance it's not that bad. But, like, you know, you have to play mini games, and then completing these mini games will earn you black points if you're playing them off a copy of black, or white points if you're playing off a copy of white. And getting to level 30 actually takes a long time.
Does it?
But as you level up, you unlock powers that can help you, right?
Okay.
Doing a minigame gives you pass orbs, and then you can spend those orbs on a power. Like, you could have one that lets you hatch eggs faster, makes Pokemon appear more or less often, boosts the money you win, can boost the odds of you finding a shiny too, actually.
Ooh.
Although I don't know how helpful that is exactly. But, you know, to 100% the game, you have to do tons of different things. Like, all of these are completely fucking different. Right? So it's really if you love the game itself, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if you like catching Pokemon, you know, you'll catch all the Pokemon.
Well, so a very similar, weirdly enough, a very similar game in that aspect is like a Metroid game or Metroid Dread, where, like, and this, just let me cook here.
Go ahead.
Like, you go through the entire game, right? And, you know, you're gonna naturally miss some, like, E-tanks or ammo upgrades, but you are more prepared. Words, Jesus. like, you're more than prepared to face the final boss, but what strives us to go back and find as many E-tanks as possible, or as many ammo upgrades as possible, even though we don't need them? Why on like a first playthrough do we want to get all those things? You know what I mean? Like, to you, what do you think that is?
I mean, I think part of it is probably just an inherent human urge, you know,
like a completion bias.
Yeah, but it's also just the love of the game. Like I like Silk Song, but when I beat the game, I was like, okay, that's enough of that. Although I guess, you know, when I beat Dread, I went back and found all the items. You know, first of all, Dread makes it a bit more clear where they are.
Yeah.
So I think that was why I didn't go back to Silk Song, because like that felt a little more daunting. And then, you know, I read some shit on the wiki and I was just like, how the fuck was I supposed to find that?
Yeah, there are definitely some things that are like very hidden.
The whole mushroom thing, Mr. Mushroom. That's a
yeah.
little bit, you know.
I mean, if you're like diligent enough, I found that in Act 2, and I was like, I don't know what, like, I know this is Mr. Mushroom, but like I don't know how to activate it.
In Act 2. I guess that's true.
I
didn't know Mr. Mushroom from the first game. I didn't find him in that one either.
Well, yeah, but I think it's partly, like, yes, definitely a completion bias type thing, but I feel like with going alongside that is kind of like the best way I can think to say it is like a fear of missing out, where like you just want to know, like, you're playing this game, you've kind of like a sunk cost fallacy, like you've put so much time into this game, you want to see everything that there is to it, and finding all the secrets and getting closer and closer. You're naturally getting closer and closer to 100%, as in like it's a kind of like a byproduct of like you just want to see as much of the game as possible because you've put so much time in it, or because you love it so much. And I'm focusing mostly on a first playthrough kind of why do we do that. And yeah, I think it's a little bit of like
first playthrough.
What's up?
You're thinking first playthrough?
I'm thinking first playthrough because even...
I was thinking more like absolute mastery. Because I was going to say with Bug Fable, right? 100%ing Bug Fable is almost 100% based on beating enemies, you know? Like, there's tons of different hard fights in the game. And a lot of them give you like a little trophy that goes in your house.
Yeah.
And so, you know, totally completing, you know, your house is kind of the end state, right? Like, you can get all the achievements before that. Like,
well, I'm sure there are also games that, like, require some post-game content to 100%. Yeah. Or, like, require you to go back.
But, like, I had 100%ed Bug Fable. And I went back to it after it got updated. But then I went back to do it again, but on a harder difficulty, and then I kind of gave up. It was a little bit too hard. So, but then that makes me think, what games have I tried to 100% and then not?
Yeah.
What are the reasons for that? And for Bug Fable, it was like, you know, I've done this already. This difficulty is harder, but it's only like slightly harder. And you know, losing the like 50 battles in a row on battle 49 twice in a row.
Dude, I can imagine.
It kind of made me want to slam my head through a brick wall. You know, it's the thing.
Yeah.
So that was, it took like, fuck, it takes like 2 hours. So it was discouraging.
I mean, dude, like, I don't know how like comparable this is, but like in Hollow Knight, you have Pantheon 5 where you're facing all the different bosses, you know what I mean? Every single boss. And there are multiple times where like one of the bosses near the end, Markoth, and then right after that is Great Prince Zote, and to me, those are two of the absolute hardest bosses to fight, and they are one after another. Now, the boss immediately after Great Prince... What did you say? I'm sorry.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but like I beat like the hardest Zote difficulty in the Fat Bug's Dream, and like it was...
I did too.
Yeah, that was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in a game.
Yeah.
Like you get to the point where he just one-shots you with everything. It's insane.
But, yeah, like, the boss immediately after them is honestly very easy, and you can, like, kind of exploit things to fully heal and get full soul by the end of the fight.
That's what you have to do in Bug Fable.
Yeah.
That's why I take that long, because, like, there's badges that, like, you know, you heal this much HP or BP after a turn. So, a lot of the fights, they're groups of enemies, and there will be, like, one weak one. If you kill all but that, and you can perfect block it every time, take no damage, and you have to sit there for, like, 20 turns.
Yeah.
You heal. Like, you can... Fucking pain in the ass, but you can do it. You kind of have to, unless you want to spam items.
Yeah. But... yeah, like, I completely understand. Like, those two fights, very close to the end of the Pantheon, and then, like, even then, you still got hard fights afterwards. So, just, like, losing on... if you get there, you're already pissed off if you lose. If you beat them, you're even more pissed off, because you're like, I got past the hardest fucking part. I'm right fucking there, you bastards.
Yeah, that's like, you know, that's getting discouraged and then giving up. But for Kid Icarus, like, the last thing I have to do in that game is literally beat the boss rush on hard mode. And I am not fucking doing that.
I will also say, you bringing up Kid Icarus actually made me think of this. I think a good reason for 100%ing is how a game shows 100%ing. You know, with Kid Icarus and with Kirby Air Ride as well, it's the different boards. And the more...
Air Ride?
Yeah, well, so as far as I know, in Kid Icarus Uprising, it's a board. You tell me how the boards work. With the achievements and everything.
Like a 10 by 14 grid. Every time you get an achievement, it fills in. And then it lets you see the requirements for the ones around it.
So that's exactly how Kirby Air Ride does it.
I figured, both made by Sakurai.
Yeah. And I might be, like, completely tripping balls on this one, but I think one of the Smash games also did it like that.
I think, was that, did 3DS do that?
I think it might have been 3DS.
I think you're right.
But either way, like, that's a good, like, especially with Air Ride, like, there is no, like, actually 100%ing it, but with the achievements and with that form, you know, it makes it really satisfying to, like, complete something, and it makes you strive for 100%, or getting as close as possible to, like, filling out that board. You're like, oh, now I can see all these different goals that I can achieve, you know what I mean? And then once you're close to the end, you're like, oh, I only have a few more, like, I can totally do these, you know what I mean?
That is really how it was in Kid Icarus, because, like, there were points I got where it's like, okay, I can do this, and then, like, that, like, I can't do that. But I did everything, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so the reason I don't want to do the boss rush on hard is because you have to fight Pit's body, right? And that's the boss of the hardest chapter to beat on 9, you know?
You have to fight Pit's body?
You fight against Pit while playing as a different character.
That's cool.
And, like, that's why it sucks. No, it's not cool, man. It's not cool at all.
No,
because your weapon doesn't apply to it. So, like, that's another big barrier to doing the boss rush on 9, because it's like, okay, you have to go make a fucking good enough weapon to do it. You know, it's kind of an insane gear check. And so, like, a lot of what I was doing when I was just playing it, like, I was just running through chapters for fun on max difficulty, hitting good weapons to fuse together something insane.
Mhm.
Because like, you know, the boss rush, none of the bosses, like, you know, for just playing through chapters, you're gonna want petrification +4, right?
Yeah.
But like in the boss rush, they're all, I think with one or two exceptions, immune to petrification.
Ow.
So like that's useless. You got to go make another one.
Yeah.
Which can be kind of time consuming.
Really.
So like that was part of it. It's like, okay, I don't want to have to go through the process of making a good weapon again. I don't want to have to fight that boss on 9 that took me several tries to do. Right? And it's like the 17th boss you fight too. 26.
Yeah. So it's similar to like the bug fables or like the Hollow Knight, where like you just get so far in that you're like you get discouraged at a point.
Yeah, and like I think the checkerboard, and it's like, okay, in Kid Icarus there's other, you know, achievements that you can't do because the 3DS Online isn't there.
Well,
so
that's
you know. Yeah, so it's like even if I did this, like I wouldn't fully complete it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you touched on something I want to talk about. It's like the reward for 100%.
Yeah, which is a huge part of, you know.
Yeah. So like, you know, in Kid Icarus, right? You just fill in the little boxes and then it makes a picture.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you actually get anything for completing an achievement board because, you know, I can't, right? And like in Bug Fable, it's awesome because you get all those little trophies in your house and you see it decked out and you're like, yeah. But like we don't play a lot on PlayStation, right? But those give you actual platinum trophies and other people can see it.
Yeah, well, I mean, those are essentially just achievements, which is what
on Steam.
Well, yeah, but like the boards in Uprising are essentially like the same thing. You know what I mean? But yeah. I would argue that in Uprising and Air Ride, they are more rewarding because rather than just the little pop-up achievement thing, you actually see, like you said, the reward.
I agree. I think something tangible in game is always going to be better than, you know, some abstract trophy that you get from a PlayStation or Steam.
Yeah.
This kind of brings me into Terraria, right?
Okay.
So I don't know how you would consider Terraria to be 100%ed. But, you know, I kept playing after I beat the Moon Lord on Legendary mode, which is the hardest difficulty.
Okay.
Because I just liked the game. I wanted to find new challenges. Like, I got all the achievements pretty quick. They did add new ones with the update. So, like, when I get back home next weekend and I can, like, play on my old world, you know, on my other laptop.
Mm-hmm.
I did a few of them last weekend. But I'm looking forward to doing more. Although I think one of them, like, requires multiplayer, which is going to be an actual fucking pain in the ass. But, you know. But like I was like, okay,
call up Timmy.
Yeah, Timmy did help me out on like getting all the banners.
Oh, really?
I was like, yeah. I was like, okay, let me get all the banners, and that took fucking years, man. Like,
oh God.
So like, the one Timmy had to help me on was the spore skeleton.
Okay.
So in a mushroom biome, when enemies spawn, skeleton spawns, it becomes a spore skeleton. And, like, I don't know any of this for sure because none of this is online, but I think I've kind of divined how enemy spawning works just from playing the game.
Okay.
You're in a mushroom biome, an enemy spawns, it has a chance to be a skeleton. It's going to be a spore skeleton since it's in a mushroom biome, but then it has a small chance to be a regular skeleton instead.
Okay.
But then when you enter hard mode, there's a bunch of new enemies that spawn in mushroom biomes. And there's new skeletons.
Okay.
So I think what happens is, those new enemies take up the spots that could have spawned spore skeletons. And then when a skeleton spawns, it spawns as one of the new skeletons. And then the small chance is for it to spawn as a spore skeleton. And it could also spawn as a regular skeleton too.
Okay.
So that makes the enemy crazy fucking rare. And I barely killed any in, you know, pre-hard mode. So I had to get Timmy on to increase the spawn rate of enemies in multiplayer. So they would show up faster.
I see. That's smart.
Yeah. that was kind of a pain. But like then after I did all the banners, it's like, okay, what else can I do? It's like, okay, I got all the weapons, got all the accessories, got every color of dye, every set of armor, all the vanity equipment, every single food, things that could be displayed. And like I have a sweet giant trophy display, which is now completely obsolete because what they added in the update. But yeah, like just the trophies that Steam gave me weren't enough to satisfy my urge to complete the game. And it's like, in Xenoblade, that has in-game achievements, which I love, but Happy New Year is just fucking dumb. And
yeah.
Completing the affinity chart isn't an achievement. There's an achievement for completing a lot of it, which is pretty hard if you're not going out of your way to. But still,
Yeah, I get what you mean. And I feel like that's another kind of interesting point that is probably a little bit of a different topic, but like self-made challenges, you know what I mean? Like catching every Pokemon where it's not required, or, like completing things on the hardest difficulty where like none of that's required for game completion. Maybe an achievement, but there are like Pikmin doesn't have any achievements, but people still make up self-made challenges all the time. Like I said, that's dipping into a completely different topic, but
I think it's the same kind of underlying urge.
Well, yeah,
it's just the urge to master the game. That means doing everything, right? Because in Pikmin, you're gonna do everything just in the course of playing the game. Like if you play Pikmin 2, you're probably gonna grab every single treasure just playing through the game once. Or even on
with
first play.
unlimited days, it's not that hard.
Okay, let's not get into this. Pikmin 1. Okay, Pikmin 1. Okay, the 30-day time limit is really, really lenient.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so you're
like,
probably
you have to be, like, really fucking bad to actually take that amount of time.
So, like, there's no way to 100% Pikmin, because you just do that while playing the game. So that's where the self-imposed challenge comes in. So I think it's stemming from the same thing. Like,
I get what you mean.
I think the last game that I like totally went out of my way to 100% that I haven't mentioned, it's Castlevania Order of Ecclesia. So like, that's not like a Metroidvania where you're collecting item upgrades, right? That one is more action RPG than anything, weirdly enough. Yeah, but there are side quests, so you want to do all them. There's map completion still, so you want to totally complete the map. And then, when I did all the normal shit, it's like, okay, let me grind to the max level and, do all that.
Yeah.
And that took a long time. But, it's just the feeling of, like, totally mastering the game. And I also thought to myself, if I'm max level, then I can beat the boss rush as fast as possible.
That makes sense.
I kind of wanted to look up, like, what the speedrun record for the boss rush was. Maybe one day, because, like, that would actually be cool. But, like, that's kind of messed up. Like, you have to grind to the max level to be able to beat it the quickest.
Yeah. But I feel like that also comes back to, like, fear of missing out, where, like, you get to a point where you can beat this thing, so you go back to it and you beat it. You know what I mean? Just so that you can see as much of the game as possible.
Yeah.
It is also, like, a mastery thing.
Yeah, for, like, RPGs, so much of it is, like, super bosses. Like, Bug Fable has, like, a ton of different, what I would call super bosses. It's honestly awesome.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I really like Bug Fable, because, like, I would love for, like, Xenoblade to have a super duper boss, basically. Like, none of the super bosses are really all that difficult, if you know what you're doing.
Well, that's another thing. Like, what you're doing, so does that skew your perspective? Because for me, like, when I'm playing Nine Souls, like, I'll admit, like I'm probably finding it a lot harder than obviously Hollow Knight, but even like Silksong, which is a harder game than Hollow Knight, you know. But the thing is that I was familiar with Hollow Knight, and Silksong is a incredibly similar game. It is the sequel, so I was already familiar with a lot of different aspects of it. It's more, minute little things that I have to get used to. Whereas Nine Souls is a completely new, different game with completely different moves and like timing and all that stuff. So it's a much different learning experience, and it feels a lot harder. But like Hollow Knight, like if I played that game over and over and over again, I'd get better at it, like you with Xenoblade.
Right. So, yeah.
My point is that does it need super duper bosses within the main game, or are you just at a point where you're so good that nothing really challenges you anymore?
Well, that's kind of what I was getting at. That like, the fights in Bug Fable, like you get to max level in Bug Fable pretty quick, and then once you get all the badges and you have access to all the items, like that's it. Like it's just strategy and skill at that point.
Yeah.
Like in Xenoblade, you're probably gonna get to max level before you fight the super bosses, but like maxing out your skill links, that requires multiple New Game Plus playthroughs. So I would love if there was a super duper boss in that game, that was made for you to have, everything, and then it would still be hard. It's that like, desire for new challenges in a game that you love.
Well, my question to that is like, if you're at that point, is that technically a fault of the game that it doesn't have that? Where you've played it so much that all these different things, and even the hardest challenges seem easy. Because even if it had harder difficulties or harder bosses, at a point it just becomes like you're gonna master it all, and then I think it's an everlasting desire that I don't think will ever be filled.
I would say yes and no to that, because like my criticisms of Xenoblade 1, they only really come in if you're playing in the end game, Like things kind of break down a little bit if you're going for 100% and you're trying to do everything. That's when things get a little goofy. But like when you're making a game, you shouldn't be making it for the 0.001% of players who are going to do all that shit,
Yeah.
You should be making it for the average guy. And if you're just an average guy like you playing through Xenoblade 1, it's going to be a fucking 10 out of 10. Right? Whereas, if you're trying to, min-max the shit out of everything, do all you can do, it drops to like maybe a 9.9. Just because, like gem crafting, the gem crafting system, I love it because it's so like old RPG weird. Like the higher affinity you have, the kind of harder it is to do,
Yeah.
in a way, right? So like the stronger you are, the more of a pain in the ass that kind of becomes. Things like that.
I'm gonna be honest, I think this could be another whole episode, or at the very least a mini-ish, like the pitfalls of mastering a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like if I was going to design an RPG, you can bet your ass I would have a super boss that only unlocked after multiple New Game Plus playthroughs, and was there for like Final Fantasy really has like, I think their super bosses go like beyond the point. Like I've never fought a super boss in a Final Fantasy game, because it's like definitely Final Fantasy 5, but those don't really count, because it's like, why the fuck would I want to do that? Because like when I was playing through Final Fantasy 7, I was like, this is Final Fantasy 7. This is one of the most famous games of all time. I'm playing Final Fantasy motherfucking 7 right now. And then I played it and I was like, wow.
This is kind of ass.
I don't think I've ever been more underwhelmed.
That's how I feel about Nine Souls.
Yeah, because it's like the story in Final Fantasy VII makes no fucking sense. Because it's like, legitimately, it doesn't make any sense if you're just playing through it. Like, I had little idea what the fuck was going on.
Did you have any true idea what the fuck was going on in, like, Xenoblade or Xenoblade 2?
For sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I've heard you even say that, with all the knowledge, the story is still pretty fucking confusing.
In which game?
All of them?
It can be.
If you do, like, deep lore dives?
Yeah, certain aspects of it can be a little confusing. But, you know, just the main story really isn't.
Alright, fair enough.
It's like lore things, really, that don't make a lot of sense.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because, like, I didn't like Final Fantasy VII. Like, I didn't like because, like, all the characters in that game are the fucking same from a gameplay perspective. Like, and I really hate when RPGs are like, okay, the characters who aren't in the party don't gain experience.
Yeah, that's kind of annoying.
I don't like Final Fantasy VII. It's like the only people who are there during any event are the people in your party. Like, they didn't. I don't understand like why they couldn't just say everyone is together, but you're only playing with 3 people. You know?
Yeah, like Xenoblade.
Yeah, so like they really couldn't incorporate the story with the characters besides Cloud, because none of them are guaranteed to be there. It's legitimately really fucking stupid.
Yeah, it does seem bizarre.
At the like few points there are guaranteed people, they might just be completely underleveled because they don't gain any XP. So like, and then it was like, okay, I'm gonna grind to level 99 with only 3 characters out of like, I don't know how many, fucking 8, I think, in FF7.
Ugh.
It's like Cloud, Barret, Tifa, Yuffie, Vincent, Red, Ketchi. I think I'm forgetting one. Aerith dies, of course. Maybe it's 7. Like, again, 7 characters. You know, you do 3 at a time, you're stuck with another one.
Yeah.
You know? And like, who would want to fucking play as Ketchi? Like, Kate Sith, you know, I think Ketchi, it's like a fucking, literally the character's name is like Gaelic. Like, I think it's Ketchi is like the actual pronunciation, but people say Kate Sith.
Weird.
Yeah, I call it cat shit. Stupid fucking character.
Well, I think that's pretty much what we got to say on this topic.
Yeah, like the super boss in FF7 are crazy, and I would love to have a super boss like that in Xenoblade, but like I don't want to play FF7. Like that's what I was getting at.
I gotcha.
And then I loved FF10, but then like all the systems in that game are fucking crazy. Like, and it's just a little too much, you know? But like, and the super bosses and that are fucking wild. Like, dude, Final Fantasy X, that game is so good. Like, it literally could have been perfect if they just did like a couple things differently.
Well,
what are you gonna tell
you have
Square
the power
to
to learn game development, Zach.
I know, we should. Square is gonna they spent 10 years remaking a game they had made already. Let's remake Final Fantasy VII and do it 3 times, 5 years in between each. Like, hope you didn't want anything new or turn-based or Japanese. It's a whole nother problem. It's fucking Flanderization. These Japanese companies make Japanese games, then Westerners love them because they love Japanese shit, but then they're like, oh, Westerners are buying them. Let's make the games Western. And then people stop buying them because people don't want that shit. Many such cases.
You sound very angry, Zach.
He got me on Final Fantasy, bro.
Alright.
He got me on Final Fantasy on Valentine's Day.
Do you have any more to say on 100%ing a game?
Well, I feel like I said with Order of Ecclesia, with the boss rush mode, maxing out your character has a bit more incentive. Because you have something to use it on. Like, it's not like the same as a super boss, but it kind of is, in a way. You know what I'm saying?
I think I get what you mean.
Because, like, Xenoblade 2, the super bosses in that game are even easier than in Xenoblade 1. But, like, there's still challenge mode, you know? So like you'd want to max out fucking everything just to be prepared to do that the best you can.
Yeah.
You know, of course there are the best items in the game are kind of locked behind challenge mode, but the the drops don't actually change with difficulty.
Yeah.
So you can literally just like Xenoblade 2 is crazy. It has regular difficulty, hard difficulty. Sorry, wait, no, I think it's easy, normal, really hard, and then custom, where you can change like a bunch of different individual stats.
Really?
You can just go on custom difficulty and drop everything to the easiest thing possible. And then beat fights in like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And then you still get the same rewards.
Oh, that's lame.
No, it's not.
Well, I mean, that feels like such a cop out.
I wouldn't want to have to do those on hard difficulty to get like gold noise dampeners, or like abyss masks. That would be ridiculous.
I guess. I think that's pretty much all
I think so as well.
for this week. Hopefully you guys once again enjoyed. Tell us down in the comments what makes you want to 100% a game and what games you have 100%ed. So
Yeah, I would like to know.
Yeah, it's interesting. But
Sorry, Grubhub is fucking failing me right now. There we go.
Grubhub.
Yeah, it's what the restaurants at my school are linked to it. So like you just put your order in through Grubhub.
Oh, weird. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I hope you guys all enjoyed it.
I hope your Valentine's Day went better than ours did.
Have a good week, everybody.
The two of us, but that's the way she goes. Have a great week.